I say we hunt these freaks down and slit their fucking throats.
Hello and welcome to the final podcast, the last podcast you will ever listen to.
We are your final bros and we're here for Halloween. Spooky season's here.
Whoop, whoop.
Brian Abalagrasta. Shane, I am a Native American Smith. 31, baby Rob Zombie. Are you ready for this?
It's Halloween. We're reviewing 31. Oh, God.
Couple of things about this one. Let's just start off with this. Rob Zombie's a bad filmmaker.
Yeah, he's not good.
I don't care what people say. We can get criticized for this one quite a bit in the horror community on the boards.
Yep.
On the boards, the old Twitter machine. Yeah, we can get pretty heated about this one.
We can get flayed.
Flayed, yeah. Ooh, I like that. Flayed.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one misses the mark, but it's interesting. So the concept of this movie, 31, is going to take place on Halloween, and it's a game.
Yeah.
A game to be waged.
Yes. Malcolm McDowell is the wager.
Alex from Clockwork Orange is in this one.
Or Dr. Loomis and his Halloween remakes.
Sure, and like, what's the deal with the powdered wigs and the makeup and the whole thing?
I think he's George Washington.
Sure.
I don't know. Why? There's not... All right, so this movie doesn't really explain much.
He's credited as Father Murder in IMDb.
Yeah.
Father Murder, and he's betting with a lady or two, and the one
ladies.
lady, the main lady that he speaks with, Sister Serpent or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. And they do this every Halloween.
Yes.
Right? So there's a game they wager on where they,
Yes.
I guess I'm understanding that they get just a bunch of people, and they put them in this place, and they bring in a couple of people they call heads.
Yes, the heads.
A couple of heads. They bring in a couple of heads, and they're pretty crazy bastards. And they're clowns, right? Technically. Yeah. And they kill. Doomhead's not a clown, but...
He says he's not a clown, but...
He is technically,
he's kind of a clown. He's the best part of the movie, Doomhead?
He is.
His opening monologue is actually very well done.
It is. I do, though, like, when they bring him back, my only problem is, like, I like his character. He fucking talks so much.
He does.
Like, he's
a talker.
It takes away from how sadistic you are when you talk that much.
Yeah. He, like, talks you through it.
That's the problem. Like, he talks you through his kills.
Yeah.
He'd be a lot creepier if he just didn't.
Yeah, no, I agree. Just, like, the villains are not memorable. Like, you know what's bad? The first villain... I actually thought the first villain's name was Shithead. Until I realized they were saying Sickhead. Like, when he's first introduced, he's like, he's Shithead.
Why is he Sickhead?
I don't know. Why, like...
Why is he Doomhead?
Yeah, like, I guess it's your impending doom.
Death Head, Sex Head, we get
Psycho Head and Schizo Head.
Schizo Head, yeah.
And then they have other ones that are like, maybe we bring in Rage Head. Or Boiler Head, or...
Or Cuphead.
Yeah. They're like, hey, it's the cute video game. We'll bring that in.
Yeah, but that's pretty much what they do. So they bring these guys, they're sadistic killers, and they kill these people on Halloween. This group's going to bite back a little bit, though.
A little bit.
I don't know what
they
they're
got a
used
little bit
to.
of bite.
So I'm assuming that these guys have been sent out before, maybe, and they just survived. And
yeah. So this is the thing, though. Like, the whole idea is kind of stupid because they capture them. They give them odds to survive. But then, like, they're wagering, I guess, on who they think will survive. But, like, you don't survive. Because even if you do survive, they still kill you at the end, right? Like, so it's like, what's the purpose?
And they give them odds at the beginning, which is interesting. So they give them odds. And what are the odds? You base odds on a prior experience that you can measure, right? So if you've never seen these people before, unless you've done some deep research...
Yeah, how do you know what their odds should be?
Yeah, unless they scouted them, because it is like a year-long thing that they've scouted this. So basically what they are is they're a circus troupe.
Yeah.
They're a circus troupe. We'll have to get into the spooky pit to really just dive in deep, but they're essentially a circus troupe that travels around, so they're an easy target right off the bat because they're an RV. But the fact that they're giving them odds, and Sherry Moon Zombie's got the best odds to win, how?
Let's jump into the spooky pit to discuss.
Okay, 31. I actually have no idea when this movie was released.
2016?
Yeah, it was. I think it was 2016.
Yeah.
I think you're right. Carnies are evil, and Rob Zombie makes them pay. This film was directed by, like I said, Rob Zombie, and it stars the likes of Malcolm McDowell as Father Murder, Richard Brake as Doomhead, Jeff Daniel Phillips as Roscoe, Sherry Moon Zombie as Charlie, Meg Foster as Venus, Lawrence Hilton Jacobs as Panda, and Kevin Jackson as Levon. Yeah, there's a Rastafarian. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, that's what he is. Panda, I think is his name.
Yep.
So, this movie, right? Now we could talk about, like... No, Sherry Moon Zombie had the worst odds, I thought. Wasn't hers 500 to 1?
Was it reversed? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
She was either on the back end or the front.
Well, I feel like her odds had to be better than Meg Foster's, right?
Because the age gap?
Yeah.
Sure.
I don't know how they give odds anyway.
Yeah, my point is, like, what would give them the odds? Like, why would Sherry Moon Zombie have the best or the worst odds based on what?
It makes no sense. Sorry. It makes no sense at all. Like
she was definitely the most vicious out of all of them.
Yes,
they're pretty
she goes
trash.
Sicko mode.
Actually, the girls are more vicious than the guys. I'd say
100%. The guys were useless.
The one guy, the main guy, Roscoe.
Yeah,
it's pretty useless.
Yeah. So let's just, I guess, talk about how they get into the situation. They're, like Ryan said, they are traveling through wherever the fuck they are, someplace in Texas probably, and they stop at a gas station. This is a weird guy that Sherry Moon Zombie's like fucking dry humping or something.
Oh, you mean Leo?
Yeah.
Yeah, she literally goes up to him and just grabs this dude's dick.
Yeah, and just starts dry humping this fucking gas station attendant.
I guess he's pretty attractive when he's just flashing her those fucking 2 pearly whites he has in his mouth.
All of 2. They're just getting gas. There's like a bunch of people here. There's like what? It's like there's Sherry Moon Zombie, there's Roscoe, there's Panda, there's the other guy, there's Meg Foster, then there's 2 other random girls and a fat guy, right?
Yeah,
that's everyone?
Fat guy just driving, and the random girl there's a girl with Roscoe.
And a girl with the other guy.
Girl with Liv on in the back. They're both naked in the back of the bus. When Roscoe goes in the back of the bus, he's like, whoa, that's a whole lot of woman.
Yeah. So dumb. So that there's all those characters.
Get me out of this fucking RV.
Yeah. So they're out of the RV, and like Roscoe's filling up the RV, and then this woman out of nowhere just comes up to him, and she's like, "You're going hunting?" And he's like, "No."
Oh, you mean the girl that approached Roscoe?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, wow, I didn't know that Tommy Pickles from Rugrats was in this. Or Buttercup from Powderpuff Girls.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Apparently, Sexhead in this movie was voiced some of your favorite childhood.
Really?
Yeah.
Did not know that.
I knew the voice. I think I knew the actress too. But when I saw her, I'm like, okay.
How did she get into this? Is she just a personal friend of Rob's?
I had to assume that she's probably in a few Rob Zombie things. I mean, like, she's done a lot of voice acting.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like a Keith David situation.
Yeah.
And he just, I guess, drifts into horror.
Happens. So, yeah, she's like strangely hitting on Roscoe, but also gathering information if they have weapons. Like that conversation is clearly just her trying to find out if they have weapons on them.
So I wonder if they've been targeted long before this, or if this is where they first set their sights on them.
I think this is the first time, because I think once she finds out they don't have weapons, they know they're an easy target.
Yeah. That's fair. So Sexhead just doing some scout. I guess maybe all the heads do some scouting.
I guess. So they're gonna leave at night, and they're driving, and then they stop because there's scarecrows in the middle of the road.
Yeah,
if there are scarecrows in the middle of the road, go through them.
First of all, this is already half the movie.
Yeah.
Almost half the movie. Like, they spend so much time setting this up for irrelevant dialogue, and the characters are so fucking annoying. You don't fucking care. Be honest with you, I can't understand half of the shit they're saying. I just don't get the references. Don't know what they're like. You think it's like a fucking theater troupe. They're just circus performers.
I thought they were like a sex cavan or like a sex like thing.
Yeah.
Because like there's like, isn't there a scene where like the 3 girls are sitting on a couch just like fucking like DXing their pussies or something like that? Like,
Yeah, they're like carnies or like circus performers or like that kind of thing.
This is weird.
I guess the right word for them would be they work in a circus or a circus performer.
Yeah, vagabond.
I call them a carny. I can't tell the difference.
I don't know.
Vagabond.
Yeah.
Nomads.
Yeah, like drifter.
You got this hippie vibe. Is this a modern movie or is this back in the like?
I think it's supposed to take place in the 70s.
Right, that's what it feels like.
Because they do like make a reference to like how many people used to disappear on Halloween night. So, yeah. This all happens. So this is what we were talking about, where it's like things are like very disjointed and confusing because they stop at the scarecrows, but like when they get abducted, there's certain people that get killed and you don't know, like there's no like, you don't really know that they got killed. It's very weird. It's shot so bad.
So you're right. People start showing up.
Yeah.
Around the scarecrows, they're wearing masks, like black and white masks, and they start taking people hostage, and they do like legitimately. I don't know for the life of me why they start killing people. They killed the big fat guy.
Yes,
they don't really show it. It's like they start like cutting his throat, but then like you don't really see the whole thing, and then the one girl that Levon was with, you never see them kill.
No,
and the girl that
is outside,
Roscoe, you see they just kill her outside.
Yes,
yeah.
Which, okay, that's fine. Like, at least they showed one. But it's like, then you see the survivors tied up. And I was like, wait, we're missing characters.
Yeah.
I was like, did I miss something? Did I fucking fall asleep even though I was watching this at like 5 p.m.? Like, what the fuck happened?
Why did they kill few characters and not
all
others?
of them? Do you only play the game with 5? Are there rules I don't know about?
This is all undefined. Like, there's just so much speculation with this movie.
But there's no lore. It's not like a movie with lore. It's not like...
My guess is, I would assume that you probably have to play the game with 5. They gave 5 people out with 5 numbers and 5 odds. But the game is named 31.
Yes.
You're going to be playing 31.
Which they don't even explain why. Obviously, you can just put 1 and 2 together that it's called 31 because it takes place on Halloween.
Yes.
But there's no, like, they don't tell you that or explain why this game happens.
Or like if you did, like, hey, 31 is made up of 3 and 1, but 3 plus 1 is 4, and they're playing with 5 people. That doesn't make sense.
What the fuck is going on?
No.
They give the odds, which is Brian's favorite part.
Yeah, it's like they're fucking making odds makers over here.
Then they, without even showing how they do it, put them all in different areas.
Just drop them in different areas.
Yes. Which isn't far because they all meet up with each other pretty quickly in the movie. So why did they even bother to drop them all far away from each other?
I have no idea. They should do like a fucking Hunger Games thing. I have no idea. But in any case...
Oh, yeah.
They do meet their first killer before they do the drop.
Yeah, they do.
And it's this man beast, they call him Sickhead. Not much to look at, but very vicious because he's not the size of a full man because he's a midget.
Yep.
But he's...
not just your ordinary midget, though.
Nope, he's got a swastika painted on his skin.
Yep.
Or I don't know if it's a tattoo or what. He's like a little Hitler...
Mustache, yep.
Yep.
And he speaks Spanish.
Yeah, so so many things. Number one, they're supposed to be clowns. Doesn't look like a clown at all, right? Not even a little bit. The only people that technically do look like clowns would be the Chainsaw Brothers.
Yes.
Like coming later. No, but this guy, he's a Spanish-speaking neo-Nazi who is a midget, who has a swastika painted on his chest, who doesn't really do much of anything. He kills one person.
Yeah.
But he just like taunts them all day long. And he doesn't really kill anybody.
No.
Besides the one guy.
Yeah. So there's like a scene where like Sherry Moon's hiding in a bathroom and the black guy comes to save Levon and he gets stabbed in the back by Shithead and friggin' he runs away then.
So like, I'll be honest with you. They're trying to get together and they're not. Like I know that one part Levon's like open the gate. Like they're trying to get to each other. They can't, but they will eventually soon enough. This guy is just like finding them and like taunting them and not killing them.
Yeah.
So if he's supposed to be scary, like I think they could probably whoop this guy's ass if I'm being honest.
Well, they do whoop his ass. When they do finally actually like confront him and he doesn't just pop out of somewhere, the Sherry Moon zombie just fucking stabs him like 1,000 times. Right? Like.
Yeah, repetitively. Yeah.
And that's it. It's like, it's not even like when they actually finally fight him, he was literally no match for this group. Which, like, I feel like in his case, the hunter is clearly outnumbered because the people being hunted actually all had weapons.
See, that's the thing. They start him out with a weapon, of course, and they're supposed to have none, but they just find them.
Yes, and he just has short knives. Like he was never going to win. Like that's my thing. So are these guys, like the heads, always, like, there's obviously a rotation of them. Do they die often? Like,
from the way this makes the scene, they shouldn't, because they're on call almost.
Yes, exactly. So it's like, this group of 5, are they actually just like completely fucking this game up, where it's like, shit, we're running low on heads?
Yeah, so I think the way this is supposed to go is, I think he was just toying with them when he should have killed them. It's the only thing I could think of, because they probably have a pool that they select from, but you got to think that these rotate. Like, the sick head might not be the first one for every game. He might be a second or third, but maybe he is the first on some games, but he probably doesn't play every game.
Yeah.
But that would mean that he actually makes it through some of the games.
Exactly, because he hasn't died. So it's like, what the fuck? I'd be embarrassed to be the family that died to him.
Yeah, seriously.
Also, let's just bring up the fact that he's a Nazi. Is it, like, why? It does nothing to the plot of this movie. It's like Rob Zombie's like, it'd be cool if we just threw a Nazi in here.
Why is he a Spanish Nazi? And why is he a white Spanish Nazi? He's white, right?
Yeah.
I think I'm sure he's white. Maybe he's like light-skinned Spanish, but it doesn't matter. It's so irrelevant.
Yes, that's the point.
Look, I am the furthest person from saying something's. I don't. Maybe it is. Maybe it's, I don't care. I don't know. My whole problem is it serves zero purpose, nor is it scary.
No, it's nothing.
It's the anti-scary.
It's stupid.
It's senseless is what it is. I agree with you. It's fucking stupid. But yeah, they're going to kill this guy. And then when they kill him, they're going to move on to an area which is more like in the house. They did this primarily.
They go to basically a circus tent now.
Yeah, it looks like, yeah, you're right. It looks like a big top almost, like it's a circus tent. And they're going to this big room. It's colorful. It's like light pinkish stuff. But they're going to see like this doll in like the middle of like a large adult-sized doll, but there's like a noise coming from it. And it's moving, and it's a mask on, and they remove it. They see like it's literally like a naked girl, like
it's a woman,
fucking bloody.
It's actually one of the people from last year's game, because I think she says her name is Georgina.
Oh, she just hung in tight 365 days.
Well, that's because at the opening of the movie, when Doomhead's talking to the
pastor,
yeah, he says his wife's Georgina.
I didn't make that connection.
Yeah,
good call.
So she's been
my beautiful wife. Don't kill her.
Yeah, she's been tied up and being raped for a full year. So they get separated. 2 get locked up with her. 2 get locked out. And now Sickhead and Schizohead. No, it's Psychohead and Schizohead both come in with chainsaws and attack. And I've never seen people with chainsaws just absolutely do nothing.
They get 0 kills. They don't kill a single person.
Nope. Well, they do. The one kills Georgina.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
But of the group, yeah.
Yeah, they don't kill anybody from the group. They actually do nothing in this room. They just announce themselves.
Yeah.
They literally don't do anything. They like, hey, this is who we are.
Well, that was before they got to Georgina, actually. They do that.
Oh, yeah. They announced that before because then they surprise him here.
Yes,
that's right.
Yes.
This is like a little trap because the cage comes down and they're locked in the big top.
Yeah.
Yep, you're right.
But they don't do anything in either spot, so it doesn't matter.
Well, they're just like whirling chainsaws, and these are the closest thing that resemble clowns, probably.
Yeah.
They sort of look like clowns. Yeah, they are gonna try to get them with chainsaws. They do kill Georgina with a chainsaw.
But that's it. Like, then the group, even though the group is split up, they fuck these guys up. Like, the one guy falls on top of his chainsaw and gets sawed in half. And the other guy, they somehow get the chainsaw from him and, like, chainsaw his head off, right?
Yeah.
And he's like begging. He's like, please, they make us do this. This is against our will.
They take their chainsaws and they kill them and they threaten for their life. They beg for their life. I mean, you're right. And then, I mean, at this point, like, especially Sherry Moon Zombie is like fucking vicious.
Oh, she's very vicious.
So I think one of the guys, is it Panda that cuts the head off?
Yes, it's Panda.
Cuts the head off and they kill the other one too. So they're both dead.
And like, oh, one thing I guess we could mention is every time they kill some of the heads, their odds change on who they think is going to survive or whatever. And it's like, I don't know. I'm watching this and I'm like, I don't care.
It's just not entertaining.
I think that's the thing. It's like a movie. It's like the whole time I'm watching it, it's like, man, I don't fucking care. Like this movie can't make me interested enough in it.
Yeah,
that's bad.
It's not entertaining. Like these killers were good, but the problem is the writing is bad too. Like the killers need to be better. It needs to be sensible. The whole betting system should make sense. And they're fucking getting served by naked women. They're getting served shit. Like, what?
Like,
the
who
fuck
are those women?
Who are these people? Like, I don't understand anything. You never hear that they mention father murder, sister servant. I had to find this shit on IMDb.
Yeah. One thing I do know about this movie is this movie was made through crowdfunding.
What? Really?
This movie was like a project Rob Zombie wanted to do but couldn't get the funding for it, so he had it crowdfunded by like fans. Hilarious. And the movie was shot in like 20 days.
Makes sense.
It all makes sense.
It's got big actors. It's not like
Rob Zombie just got people he always works with.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. It's just so like now the next two, they're like, all right, we're bringing in Sex Head and Death Head. And so Sex Head is the girl from the opening at the thing, and Death Head is...
Yes.
So now we have a German.
Yeah.
Why wasn't the German the Nazi?
This Rammstein motherfucker who, him and Sex have this weird relationship, right?
I don't know what they're both wearing like tutus.
They're both wearing tutus. I guess because a big German brolic guy wearing something as silly as a tutu is supposed to be weird and scary. It's not. He is very loud and he's like, "Where are you?" Sorry, that's a really bad German accent.
Yeah, I know you were.
You stick to the accent.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't think I can do a German.
Where
are you?
Pretty much. You know?
Yeah.
Where are you? But pretty much proclaiming where he is. So he's like a walking billboard at this point. And they're actually planning. Like Panda's like, okay, we're gonna go around back, hit this guy in the back. Whatever. One thing that we did kind of skip over that is something that we could mention, which was pretty sick. It's probably my favorite part of the movie.
You can bring it up.
Was they were eating, they kind of let them eat dinner.
Yes.
There's like this in a graveyard where they're all like the group is eating dinner. And they're contemplating whether or not they want to eat the food, but some of them decide to do it because they're so hungry. And then somebody does discover like, what's this? And they see that it's Levon's open stomach.
Yeah.
So they just basically ate their friend.
Yeah, that was gross. Sick. That was actually very gross.
That was my favorite scene, but it was also a pretty sick scene. But yeah, so like that happened.
It did. So
but now it's Death Head and Sex Head. And Sex Head having a run-in with Roscoe, right?
Yeah, Sex Head fights Roscoe. And Meg Foster and Panda fight Death Head, right?
Yes.
Where is Sherry Moon during this?
She actually, I think she's with both. She actually starts, I think, with the death one, and then kind of like runs over to where Roscoe is because Roscoe, she basically ends up helping him kill.
Yeah, how does Sex Head get killed? I actually forgot.
She slits her throat.
Okay, so Sherry Moon slits Sex Head's throat.
Yeah, because like when they're fighting, she actually comes up behind her, and I remember that the group has completely dismantled this team. That they have Death Head like almost like down on one knee. Do they have a chainsaw to him?
Yeah, but the chainsaw breaks.
Yes, but they're threatening him with the fact that Sherry Moon Zombie is going to slit her throat.
Yes.
And they're like crying that they're going to potentially, that Death Head and Sex Head, the killers are going to be dead.
Yeah.
And they're crying about it. So it's just like very weird and not scary, and like the killers have zero upper hand.
Yeah.
No one's dying.
The hunted are always in control in this movie, for the most part. Panda does take a lot of damage in this fight. He gets like stabbed a few times, and Panda will die at the end of this fight as well. Yeah,
because the death guy does hit him
a couple times, yeah.
With a big ass fucking stick.
So Sex Head gets her throat slit. Death Head gets hit in the back of the head with something, right? Like
How does Death Head die? I think he's clobbered in the back of the head
with something, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Is it Meg Foster that does it?
I think, Meg Foster is the one who kills him, And
it's like a ginormous clubber, I think.
Yeah. So he's toast. So, like, this is the thing, too. The killers are barely on the screen.
No,
they show up to die.
The killers proclaim themselves, and they get killed.
Yes.
And now, once these two die, because apparently these were, like, big threats.
Yeah.
That sucked. Father Murder's got to call in a fifth head.
Yes. And he's like, this is where it's like, maybe we'll get Rage Head. Or the element boron head, or like
or sixth head. I don't know how many heads.
Yeah.
I guess 2 and 2 and 1. That's 5. This would be the sixth one. They got one more to go, and they're gonna bring in Doomhead.
Yes, Doomhead is just having the grossest sex of all time.
Yeah, he's just plowing this chick.
Yeah,
and then he's like, "Yo, you stink. I'm out."
Yeah. He's like, why don't you take your fingers and throw it into your wet twat? And it's like, this is gross. You're just making everything grosser than it needs to be.
The pay was good. He's down for it.
Yeah, I actually wonder how much they do get paid. Because he clearly lives in like a fucking trailer probably. But like,
he probably gets paid a lot. But
he does. The way he makes it seem, he's like, I'm good at what I do and they pay me a lot.
Yeah, they pay me well. Yeah, I'm assuming because it's probably his primary source of income. Well, no, I can't. It's once a year, right? Like,
yeah, unless it's like an absurd amount of money that like lasts him a year. So this is the crazy part. This is actually a scene I like in the movie because when he does show up and he starts putting on the white face paint, like you realize how he gets that red tint as he breaks his own nose.
Yes.
And the blood is how he gets the red like face paint part. I actually thought that was really cool and a really good idea.
Yeah, that was cool. Sick.
So Panda's dead. Levon is dead. Like Roscoe's fucked up. The other two are like beat. So they're gonna like all like lay down, and like Sherry Moon Zombie's gonna leave on her own.
Yeah, because the Doomhead just like, we have opened the doors to exit. You can leave. To which I don't even know like what leaving looks like.
I don't either.
I don't even know if that's a real exit.
I don't know where they are. I don't know anything.
With the end of the movie, I really don't know anything, to be honest.
Me either.
All right. Well, in any case, she's going to exit.
Yeah.
We are down to her, Roscoe,
and Meg
Foster. Yeah, she's about to fucking die too.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. So they run into Doomhead, and Doomhead just fucks up Meg Foster.
Yeah, so like she is the one that is she's trying to exit, and she's the one where they pull up a door so she can't exit.
Yeah.
And he just guts her pretty much.
Well, he like stabs her a bunch of times because he has 2 switchblades.
He's got 2. This whole thing is he takes out these 2 switchblades, and he just
guts her.
Cuts her.
So then Roscoe and Sherry Moon get back together, and they're like going through this like, I don't know, fucking steampunk area. I don't know. They're in Freddy's boiler room, and
you mean the wet basement?
Yeah, whatever. The wet basement. I forgot about the wet basement. They're in this wet basement, and Roscoe finds a trap door, and he's like, "You gotta go down there."
Yes.
And she's like, "I ain't gonna go without you." He's like, "I literally can't go down there," even though he definitely could have went down there, because I feel like even though you've been stabbed, you're gonna man up and just go down there to not die.
100%.
But he's like, nope, you got it. Go. He closes the hatch on her, and he's like, I'll fend him off. He fends him off for all 4 seconds. So he definitely could have it didn't save time. Like.
Yeah. But in any case, he's trying to play sacrifice. He's going to get killed.
Terrible. Just fucking, he dies.
I think his death was a long time coming because he really could not defend himself.
No, well. he was toast.
And Sherry Moon Zombie, who's taking the exit route, was, I feel like, definitely keeping him alive. There was a weird relationship between them two. But
yeah, he liked her, I think. At least it seemed like he did.
And she's just a free spirit, a free kindred soul.
Well, yeah, she's fucking grinding on gas station attendants. You don't date that.
Don't do Leo
you
like that.
You don't date that.
Leo?
No, I'm saying her. You don't date her.
You don't date that. Trash. That's trash. You can take out that trash.
You can take out that trash.
Shane, question for you, bud. The famous philosopher once said, and of course I'm quoting Doomhead here.
Yes.
I ain't no fucking clown.
Yes.
Given that sentiment, when is the right time to take out a mortgage in this climate?
you got to wait until the interest rates have lowered, because right now the interest rates, I believe, are getting high again. So you got to wait until the interest rates go down.
Got it.
Right?
Yeah.
That's smart.
When is that?
I don't know.
When they go down.
Yeah, it's when they go down.
Yeah.
You know.
Thanks. It's good stuff there. But yeah. So with that being said, though, Doomhead talks a fucking shit ton in this movie.
Yes. So he's going to corner. So Sherry Moon's going to go to a house randomly when she escapes. And
she's surprised by the little circus props they have in there.
That she saw at the gas station originally. So she realizes, oh, it's been a ruse the whole time. Doomhead's going to show up, and you can monologue.
I can. I'm not going to.
You don't want to monologue like Doomhead? It's all he does.
It's literally all he does. And he says like these, trying to say these profound things to which, just kill her. You're a killer. Like, what are you doing?
He does headbutt her really hard.
Really hard. Yeah, he does. Doesn't kill her here, though.
No. He's just fucking toying with him. He's like a cat playing with its prey. Like,
all he does is he talks about how much he kills, how he kills,
how good he is.
How good he is at it. Rinse, repeat. Doesn't actually do it. Brings her back.
Yep.
Brings her back in. And at this point, I know this is a little wonky, but she's, I forgot where she gets put into. She's put into like a cell. I forgot where she gets put back in there.
She's like starts laughing at him.
Laughing at him. Oh, no. I'm sorry. She doesn't get put in there. He's about to kill her, and the time expires.
Yes, that's what it is.
So right. Even though he left, he didn't really leave. I feel like
it's all part of the game out there, I guess.
But now the time's up. The game is over.
And he's pissed.
He's so upset, but he can't do anything about it. So she does decide to leave.
Yes.
But she has to walk.
This is what's so confusing about this movie, though. Because she's walking. Dream On by Aerosmith is playing.
Dream on.
And then he drives up to her and he smiles, laughs, pull out his switchblades. So like, why, if he wasn't allowed to kill her in that instant when the timer expired, why can't he just kill her now?
Is this like off game?
Yeah.
He just needs to finish it? Is it like you're not even good at what you do. This is literally just like you just not playing in accordance with the rules.
But that's what I'm saying. So like, if she survived but dies anyway, like the odds matter if they die anyway. There's no like.
I found it this way. Like a guy like Doomhead is just a psycho killer that will kill regardless. I guess he didn't want her to go free. He wanted to, maybe it was a pride thing.
But it's like against the rules of 31, I feel like.
Yeah, I think
so what's the point of 31 if it's just these guys are killing anyway? Like,
I
thought the survivors were supposed to survive. I thought that's the whole point of 31.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like, all right, so it's like football, right? So if Tom Brady can't get it done in a game, he's going to inflate a couple of footballs.
Yes.
So, I mean, like, he couldn't get it done in the game, so he's just going to kill her outside the game.
Okay. I actually get that, I think. Like, so Doomhead is the Tom Brady of 31.
He is the greatest of the other clowns.
Where, like, Sickhead would be, like, the Justin Fields.
The Matt Ryan.
Don't do Matt Ryan.
Oh, you're right. Matt
Ryan's like...
He's more like Schizo Head.
Yeah, there we go. Matt Ryan's all show.
Matt Ryan's Schizo Head and Psycho Head is Russell Wilson.
They both fell on chainsaws.
But yeah, they don't show it, but
I'm assuming she dies. And that is not the worst Rob Zombie movie we'll ever review on this podcast. So I'm sure we'll eventually get to Lords of Salem.
Is this better than Lords of Salem, you think?
I think it is.
I hate
Lords of Salem's fucking
It's bad.
So Lords of Salem's problem is it's more boring, I think, than this.
It is. So I just don't know if it's a worse movie.
Yeah.
You're right. I mean,
you're right. Because Lord Salem is better made.
Well, I'm saying
by far.
This was a mess, dude.
Yeah.
But
there's no cohesion.
I need to watch it again to make that judgment. Yeah. But I do agree with you that these were definitely
his worst.
They're 1 and 2 for sure.
Okay. So if you can't tell, I didn't like this movie at all. I didn't like the characters. I didn't like how it was directed. I didn't like how it was written. I didn't like the editing. I thought it was very jumpy. I felt like sometimes I had no clue what was going on. I didn't like the fucking constant talking. You know what's another line? There's so many things that are in this movie just to be edgy. Because like how we talked about like the whole like swastika, Nazi, Spanish guy. There's also just a line by one that the schizo or psycho head where like, you know what the best thing about having sex with a pregnant woman is? Getting a blowjob from the baby. It's just like lines like that are so like, who the fuck actually is like saying it's all bad. 3,
yeah. Oh god, this is so terrible that I'm actually giving it a 4. I should give this a 3. I had it at a 4. This is not my first watch. I've seen this movie
I actually
before.
currently have Lords of Salem at a 2. So
I think I also have that as a 4.
So I have to like rewatch that one now. Sadly, but
I have it as a 4 or maybe a 5. If I have it a 5, it's gonna get lower to a 4. I don't remember.
I can't believe you're giving this a 4. This was bad. It was bad.
It's a low end 4. It's a low end 4. It's not good. I guess the reason why I am giving it a 4 only is because I did like the concept at a very base value.
Yeah.
At the very smallest value, I like the idea of sadistic killers in a game being waged on killing people. I don't like how it was executed because the killers were poorly equipped versus the group. The group was way more polished and had such an advantage over the killers.
Yeah.
They sprinkled Doomhead big in the very opening monologue. They bring him back at the end. He talks way too fucking much throughout this movie. Like, the opening monologue was okay. Like, you get a scent. They should have not gave him, like, this whole, like, before every kill, he gets a fucking lecture.
Yeah. Brutal.
But, yeah, so it's just, there's a lot of takeaways from this. I could probably lower this. I have it as a 4, but it's not
good.
It's not entertaining at all for a movie that you'd think would be entertaining, and one of Rob Zombie's definite worst. Like, it makes Halloween look great.
I agree with that, and I don't even like their Halloween remake.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we even have two we want to suggest?
I mean, there's a couple of good decapitations with the
chainsaw. I don't even know which one it is, though. Is it Psycho Head or Schizo Head?
Yeah, I don't know either. I'm trying to think of some of the other ones here. We have Roscoe. We have Meg Foster, which wouldn't be a bad one because she gets brutally stabbed.
Because he does that like stab
and lifts
rise up twist.
Yeah, that's why it was pretty.
That is probably the best death in the movie.
There's also the pastor in the beginning, the opening.
Yeah, the axe to the gut.
Because there's a line there that's pretty brutal.
Where he's like, I forgot to sharpen
the axe. Yeah. So, I mean, Levon's death was so uneventful.
Yeah, even Panda's death is very like. I'm gonna say my two are Meg Foster, and we'll say it's Psycho Head who gets decapitated by the chainsaw.
Yeah, just one of the heads in that room.
Yeah.
All right, I'll agree with that. Okay. This is difficult in a movie where it shouldn't be.
All right, so we'll say Meg Foster is this with the circle in the center, and the head is the actual Yellow King.
Okay.
Okay. So.
You're good at that.
Thank you. It's Meg Foster, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Meg, you were a woman in a traveling circus.
Yeah.
That also may have been a sex cult. I don't know. You were kind of the leader. You weren't the most vicious, but you kind of got everyone moving and grooving. And
the most seasoned.
Most seasoned, yes. Meg Foster, seasoned. You had a kill under your belt. You sat on the back of one of the heads while he was laying on a chainsaw. So you had a kill. So you had that instinct to survive as well. The problem was you ran into Doomhead, and I don't even think it was the knife that killed you. I think it was the monologue. So for having to listen to that monologue, we will honor you in our Necronomicon.
It's a fair point. Well, Halloween's over, my friend.
Yeah, but you know what's better than Halloween?
Getting over this fucking shitty movie?
No. Well, yes, but Nick Cage month.
We've been hyping this up for a while. Last couple of weeks, probably last 6 to 8 weeks. Nicolas Cage month. It's coming. It's here. It'll be here next Monday.
Yes.
Hand delivered to you.
Yes.
YouTube.
Yes. We have
www.thefinalpodcast.com.
Yes, we have special guest Sauce McGavin on all 4 episodes. We have special guest Tim coming on 1 episode with him. It's going to be hot. It's going to be fast. It's going to be Nick Cage. It's going to be, there's going to be pinball. There's going to be Wolf Cola. There's going to be kissing. There's going to be vampires. There's going to be another dimension.
There's going to be
the Saws all. Because it saws. Oh.
It's going to be a wild month of Nicolas Cage. And everybody loves Nicolas Cage. How could you not?
If you don't like Nicolas Cage, I don't want you listening to the podcast anymore.
That's fucking fair.
Right?
Yeah.
Nick Cage is the man. Those are just 4 movies by Nick Cage. We already did Wicker Man with Nick Cage. We haven't even talked about maybe one day doing Pay the Ghost.
Pay the Ghost.
Maybe we'll do Ghost Rider.
That's a horror movie.
Kinda. Spooky. His skull's on fire.
It's true.
He has a lot. Nick Cage, you know, on our Final Friday podcast, we're actually going to start doing Nick Cage. We're going to do Rage.
Ragehead.
We're going to just Rage. That's a good one.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Danny Glover's in that.
He is. He speaks English, maybe.
Sure. So is the dude from Until Dawn.
Which one?
The Russian psychiatrist guy.
That's right. I can't think of his name, but I know who you're talking about.
Said he's Russian.
He's always Russian. It doesn't matter the movie he's in. He's Russian, even when he isn't.
And
like Armageddon, he's
Russian.
Russian.
That lip action.
Yeah. Wasn't he Russian in Armageddon?
I think so.
And that's why we've always just called him the Russian.
Yeah, he's the Russian.
He's a Russian guy.
Yeah.
So, the first one we are doing, though, Willy's Wonderland, the Five Nights at Freddy's spinoff, apparently.
That's right. It's one that supposed to reference or liken back to Five Nights at Freddy's. It's really not an adaptation.
It's not, but
it's
it is.
more of birth from the idea.
Yes.
And Nicolas Cage is kind of badass.
He's fucking awesome.
He's literally just run on straight fucking fuel.
Straight Wolf Cola.
That's right.
So, with that said, we are the Final Podcast signing off, and we will see you next week at Freddy's house. I mean, Willy's Wonderland.
That's fair. You ever go to an arcade and the animatronics come alive?
All the time. I've been to Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, that's kind of like the vibe I was going.
Yeah.
Sure. Yep. Tune in www.thefinalpodcast.com every week.
Do it.
All of our episodes are on there. Obviously, Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you listen to your podcasts.
All that good stuff.
We'll be there next Monday for a whole month of Nicolas Cage November.
Whoop, whoop.
See ya.